But I met Joey at this club called the Coventry in Queens. It was the glam rock capital in New York. There was another glam rock capital, the Mercer Arts Center, where the building literally fell down. That left the Coventry, and every band was imitating the New York Dolls. And every band was horrible. These bands like Harlots of 42nd Street and the Brats and Sniper, and nobody remembers these bands. So we played there pretty often, and in our audience was always this guy towering above everybody, hunched over, wearing his satin, his platform shoes, which was Joe Ramone. And you know, he looked like the guy who got beat up in high school. And he was the guy who got beat up in high school because he was a weird guy. And one reason he was weird, he had very bad OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. So he had these compulsions he had to do walking on the street. He'd step on the curb, step off the curb, step around lampposts, and you know, Joey was weird, but you know, everybody was weird in those days. So Joey was a little extra weird, but it didn't strike me as a mental illness at the time. One day I'm walking down the street, I see a poster, Ramones, CBGBs, and there's that guy, Jeff, who used to come see the Dictators. So I go, holy shit, I gotta check these guys out. Go down to CBGBs, my buddy Scott's in here. Ramones, about 15 people in the audience. Blondie's the first band on stage. Blondie was horrible. They were least likely to succeed. So, the Ramones come on, play 15 songs in 12 minutes, and, you know, I'm sitting through drum solos longer than that in those days, you know. But they were great, absolutely astonishing. Did I think they were going to change the world? I can't say that, But Joey, I dedicate every song, every set I ever play, Joe Ramone. Very kind, very giving, very generous person, and a true artist in his soul. Johnny was the business guy, had no artistic tendencies, but Joey and Dee Dee, they were the artistic soul of the band. Joey found out he had cancer, lymphoma, in 1994. Kept playing with Ramones until they broke up in 97. And it eventually came time, the cancer was getting worse. He had to treat his disease. He started taking chemo. Chemo, you get your good days, you get your bad days, very debilitating. But in that time, when he was feeling good, he was able to finish off his solo record. I played bass, and Daniel Ray played guitar, Marco Ramone played drums. And by the end of 2000, he was actually feeling pretty good. We did 2 shows, one at the Continental, one at CBGB, short shows, but it was really, things were getting kind of positive. But the end of December, he had some OCD moment. He had to go out and walk around the block 5 times or something. There was snow on the ground, there was ice on the ground. He slipped and he fell. He broke his hip because the cancer medication made his bones brittle. To treat the broken hip, they had to take him off the cancer medicine. And once that happened, his lymphoma kind of spread like wildfire, and it became pretty obvious he wasn't going to make it. Get a call, April 15th, 2001, from Joey's brother, Mickey. Says, this is it, if you want to, you say your final goodbyes, you got to come down. So, rushed down to the hospital. It was on First Avenue in the 30s, some NYU hospital. Come into the room, Joey's laid out on the bed. Arlene, who was his sister-in-law, is like stroking his hand. And I was very impressed because I'm like speechless. And she's like, Joey, talking to him, easing him into the next world. His mom was there, Charlotte, she since died. His mom's boyfriend, Larry, who since passed away also, was there. Arturo Vega, who designed the Ramones logo, did their lighting, was there. And Mickey, his brother Mickey, puts their song into the boombox, a U2 song called In a Little While, which is about a hangover. The lines or something, the pain will go away. He was trying to be symbolic in some way. And I'm sort of like in a daze, and if you can imagine like when movies get in and out of focus, that's what it's like. Even talking about it, I feel that way. I remember I looked over, it had some kind of oscilloscope thing with vital life signs, stuff attached to them. I see the line go flat, and I look over at Joey, and what happens when you dump, like your heart stops pumping blood. So your skin, you turn white, because whatever blood is pumping gives your skin a pinkish reddish hue, and that's often he's like white as a ghost. So Arturo Vega closed, his eyes were open, he closed his eyes, and that's when we lost the great Joe Ramone. As I said, I want to dedicate every set I ever play to the greatest artist I ever knew. I think Joey had a very inspirational life. His life was saved by rock and roll because this weirdo misfit, what could he have done? Except do it in rock and roll in one of the most important bands ever, most influential bands ever, and touched a lot of people. It's a motivational story because people a little bit different can still contribute to the world. I want to do a song that's on his solo record that I co-wrote with him called Stop Thinking About It. 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 Dwelling is driving me crazy. Obsessing, don't you know where that's at? You don't know what you want, but you want it. Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. This world is driving me crazy. Baby, don't you know where that's at? You don't know what you want, but you want it. Take it away. You don't know what you want, but you want it. Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. Nothing lasts forever, and nothing stays the same. Feeling numb all over, and totally deranged. When you finally make your mind up, I'll be buried in my grave. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah. Take it away. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you need. You don't know what you want, but you want it. And God bless you all.